Hi, all of you. Is my sound is audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay. So yesterday, if you remember, that I created this two machine for you. Getting this to stop this. Okay, so this was the Jenkins machine that we created. If I want to see my Jenkins, so I have to go to the port 8080. And since we already enabled the Jenkins, so as soon as this machine will start it, automatically this Jenkins will automatically start and we'll be able to see the logins. Second thing, if I'll see about this one, okay. So this was the web server which we deployed yesterday, if you remember, which was taking the code directly from the GitHub repo, okay. And this was the GitHub repo, right? And from here, it was taking the code like we had the powder blue, so here the powder blue was visual, okay. That was the flow we were basically doing yesterday. Okay. And if somebody want to do some changes here, like from powder blue color, they want to go with red or something like that. So what we had to do was we had to just commit this change. Okay. And after committing this particular change, we have to notify to the Jenkins team, and Jenkins team will come to this web server job particular to this, right? And here they will click on build now. So again, a new build is going to happen. Basically, a new code will be deployed, and at the November 1 this code is getting deployed, and once it will be deployed, if I change the color, it becomes red. Well and good, but we want to automate this entire process, that as soon as we should do some changes in this particular GitHub repo, we should not have to come here manually click on build now. Automatically this should be deployed or something. That type of the goal we want to do. Okay, so to achieve that particular thing, what you can do is, uh, in this Jenkins side, if you'll come to the configure option, okay. In this configure option, basically we want to do the build, right? So if we'll come down here, there is an option called build trigger. That means you can trigger this build with some type of the things, right? And there is a thing here that you can build this trigger. Basically, you can trigger this build using this GitHub trigger. If I'll select this, then I can trigger this. That means now this particular job can be triggered by the GitHub. That is the meaning here. Okay. So let's just select that and click on apply and save. That is the extra changes I done, right? Now the thing is, this job now know that some whenever GitHub is going to send me a message that some changes happen, I have to again click on this build now, and automatically hashtag 50 build will happen. Okay, now the thing is how this Jenkins will be able to sending a message to this GitHub will send this message to Jenkins, right? That is the main thing, because now Jenkins is ready to accept the message that as soon as GitHub will say that I got some changes, I will just click on build now. That part of the things we just done it here by using this build trigger. We just selected that GitHub trigger, but we have to send that message to this particular Jenkins machine, right? From the GitHub side. So how to do this? So in the GitHub, there is an option called settings here to this particular repository. When you fork this repository, so after coming to this repository, you can go to the settings here. In this setting, there is an option called webhook. Click on this. In your case, there will be nothing will be there. So just let me delete this. And what you have to do is you'll be seeing like this. Click on add webhook. Okay. And then here they are asking for the URL. You have to give the URL of your Jenkins. Take an example. My URL of Jenkins is this one, up to port 8080. I will just copy this. I will paste it here. Then I will write slash github hyphen webhook slash. If I'll write this, then what is going to happen is at any point of the time, anybody is going to push some changes to this particular GitHub repo. Okay, they will send a message to this particular URL. And as soon as this Jenkins will receive some message on that GitHub webhook trigger, so they will automatically create a new build. So now just click on add webhook. Okay, currently it will be in the dot color, but if you refresh this page and if it is coming as a green tick, that means this GitHub is now able to communicate with this Jenkins machine. Okay. Now, since this communication is happening, everything is good. Okay, so now the benefit is previously we are manually coming here and we are manually clicking on build now, then only the latest code was deployed here, right? Now let's do again some changes. And this time we'll see that everything will happen automatically. So I'm just changing the color from red to yellow. Okay. And currently you'll see here build number is #4. But as soon as I'm going to commit this change, that means I push some code to this particular GitHub repo, automatically a #5 build is going to start it like this. Because this sent a message to the Jenkins that you have to start the #5 build and say this build is success. And since this build is success, so now if somebody will refresh this page from the customer side, they will be able to see the background color as well, right? Now the problem is solved. At any point of the time, if somebody is going to do some changes in this color, right? So developer just have to commit this change, okay? And as a customer perspective, we'll be keep seeing currently it is yellow color. In some fraction of second, it will start to load the orange color automatically. We don't have to see any breakage or something. See, automatically it's came to the orange color like that way. Why? Because if you'll refresh this page here, you'll see #6 build happen. That's why. So is this thing is clear that how it is working?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we automated the entire process. There is one another way also to create this build, right? I said you about the cron time that you can set some timing to do that particular work. So if you remember the first job we created, first simple job, right? What this job was doing, as soon as I was clicking on build now, like #7 build will happen, and this particular build was basically printing some console output, right? That they were running the date command, they were running the cal command, they were running the pwd command like this. Okay. Now, if I want that this particular job should not run only when I'm clicking on build now, it should run every day in the morning 8 a.m., right? Or I want to run it every 2 minutes, something like this. So what you can do is you can just click on configure. Okay. And if you'll come down, there is option called build trigger. Okay. Currently I shown you this part. Now they build periodically. There is option called build periodically here. If I'll click on this, now here you can write the schedule. Okay. How to write the schedule? Just click on question mark. They will tell you. Okay. So take an example. If you want to schedule some code at the 0 minute, okay, of 8 a.m., like 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so that's why this is the minute, this is the hour. Okay, now day of month. Day of month means like if you want to run it on some specific date, so I want to run it in all the day, then I will do a star. Okay, now if I want to run it in some specific month only, like on April, May, June, like that, I want to run it on all the month, like that way. Okay, now do you want to run it on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you want to run every week, every day, like that way? Then you can just do a star. If I'll do it and if I'll click outside this, what they are saying, they are saying that your code is going to, last time it will run on Tuesday, October 31 at 8 a.m. in the morning. After that, this code is going to run again the next day, that is Wednesday on November 1st on 8 a.m. in the morning. Is this making sense? What this schedule is doing? Yesterday it will run on 8 a.m. Today it will run on 8 a.m. Again tomorrow it will run on 8 a.m. Like that way it is saying, right? If I will change the time to 9, so what will happen? Now they will say that okay, meaning is that you can run it on 9 a.m. yesterday and today is 9 a.m. like that way. If I want to run something like this, that it should run on the 9 a.m. on Monday morning itself. That's it. Okay, on every Monday morning. So for Monday morning, that is last one day of week. Okay, that is 0 to 7, where 0 is Sunday, 7 is Sunday. That means 1 will be the Monday, right? So I will just type it here 1. As soon as I will do 1 here, so they are clearly saying last time your code will run on 30th October. Why 30th October? Because that was Monday. Okay, and next time this code is going to run on the 6th November, that is again Monday. Make sense?
It did not run on 30th, right? So why is it saying October 30th?
No, it is giving you a idea here, na? Like what type of the schedule you are writing, how it is behaving, how you'll be able to know.
Okay, the schedule. Okay.
You are writing the schedule here, right?
Mhm.
They're giving you
Mhm.
the idea what is the meaning of this schedule. So that's why they are
Okay.
writing. Read this statement. Now, would last have run? It is not saying they'd run it or something. If you will be going with this, that means it should run on like October 30th, and it will be running on November 6th like that way. So you can get the idea that what this schedule is doing,
Okay.
right? If similarly, if somebody want to run on some specific month, okay, so I can just write it here month, like take an example 7, right? So now what they will say, last time this code run on the July 31st, because the last Monday of the July month was the July 31, okay, and next time it will run on the July 1 2024. Why? Because at the first July itself the Monday is there, and since we said that you have to run it on Monday only specific, then they are finding like that, and it is like 1 year duration, right? Because I said on particular Monday on that particular week, like that way you have to run it. So now July is already over, so like that way they are saying. Okay. Similarly, if I'll do here 11th, then it will make more sense. 11th November. So see, they are clearly saying currently okay, okay. So see, November 28th, that was the last 2022. That is Monday. Now the first Monday of 2023 is November 6th. So it will run on November 6th. Then after that, it will run again 6 plus 7, right? After on 13th, like that way, it will be keep running like that. So this is the flow will be there. So similarly, if I want to run something every 2 minutes, right? To just show you that I want to run it every 2 minutes. So we have to write like this actually. Let me just check. Mm. Okay, so actually, yeah, this type of the things will not work, but I think the concept is okay. Wait, let me verify. I think I written correct only. For every 5 minutes, h slash 5, right? So yes, I written the correct only, h slash 2. Even if you'll come here down, na, these examples, they are written here downside. If somebody want to schedule every 15 minutes, right? So I just done every 2 minutes. That's why I written h slash 2. That's the only difference I done here, okay? And just I am clicking on apply, and this 2 minute, 3 minute duration, they did not give that much correct explanation. That's why they were not writing anything there. But let's click on apply and save it, and we can quickly verify that whether that is happening or not. So currently it is hashtag 7. What is my computer time? 9:15. Okay, so as soon as it is going to be the 9:17, you will see the hashtag 8 build is going to happen. Okay, so let's wait for 9:17. Okay, see hashtag had at build happened, okay, at 3:46. Okay, so that means at 3:48 the another build should happen, right? So we'll just wait for another 2 minutes. We'll see it should happen at 3:48, then it will happen like that, right? So let's check that. See, exactly after 2 minutes, 346 or 348, that particular build happened, right? That means after every 2 minutes, this code is going to run. So like this way, you can schedule it. Okay. So I'm just stopping that schedule because it will be keep running and it will be consuming the resource. So I'm just unticking that. But whenever you want to do schedule it periodically, something like that, that also you can do. Okay, for any of the job. And if you want to trigger at a specific point when some changes will happen, that also is shown. So this is clear, and this is the part that clearly I explained you currently to trigger a job. So all the explanation that where you have to go, you have to click on webhook, right? How to add that. So these all things I already saw. Okay, so you can just click on that. Now coming to create a simple pipeline type of the things. Okay, how to create a pipeline. So we already explained you the pipeline in the CI/CD's theoretical class. Now let's see how to create a pipeline. Okay. So to create a pipeline, first you have to go to the new item, then you have to create a pipeline with the name, and here you have to select the pipeline. Till now we are selecting the freestyle project. Now we have to select the pipeline, and then this type of the page is going to create. So let's first do that. Click on new item, uh, pipeline example, something like this. You have to select pipeline, come down, click on OK. So in this pipeline, you can write some description like this is a test pipeline, something like this. Okay. And in the pipeline, anybody remember what was the pipeline was doing?
CI/CD.
Yeah, in the CSS, like what was the part was the pipeline? I said you some examples there, right? There was some features of the pipeline, right? If you remember. That until and unless one part of the code is not completed, you cannot jump to the another part, right? If you remember.
Yeah.
So pipeline is something until and unless first work is not completed, you cannot go to the another work. I given you the example of the box,
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Thread box or
Testing,
edge box.
QA, and deployment, right? Those ones.
Yes. So until and unless the first box is not going to come out, second box is not going to come out, right? So that type of
Yeah.
example is there. So this is the one. So here in the pipeline, whenever you want to create, you have to create using the script or something. So either you can write manually all the script one by one, or let's first start with the basic script. So we'll just select here hello world. So they will give automatically a syntax here. Okay. In this syntax only you can do the changes. The first stage they are saying is okay. We are not doing currently like build, test, deploy, something like that. Okay. My goal is right like this. That if somebody will come to my machine, first set them to the hello with their particular name, something like this. Okay. So take an example. I'm just printing hello. Okay. Once you're done with the hello greetings, everything is done, right? Then what you have to do is stays. Now so tell him, okay, something I written like you have to tell him the day, and here I am writing the steps how you can say him the day. Okay, and for saying him the day, that you have to run a command called date plus percentage capital A. If you remember the command, this was the command. It will take print Wednesday or something like that. Okay, so I'm saying that first you have to greet him allocation like that, then you have to tell him the day, something like this. Okay, then you have to do one more task like a stage, and after doing this, after telling the day everything, show him calendar like this way, something like this. And how to show the calendar, again the steps, and you have to run the command as such for sale. Okay, and I want to run the command called cal, so I'll just type it. So basically three stages I given currently. Okay, and if you want to give another stage, so you can just write one more stage like that. Okay, after showing the calendar, take an example, I want to say mm, what to do. Okay, let's print normal date here. Okay, so print here write again steps, and here write as such date, something like this. So basically four tasks I given to him. Okay, this particular pipeline, and I'm just saving this, apply, and I will save it. Okay, so there is some error is coming. Fine. There is some error is coming at this particular time. Okay, they are not able to run that entire thing because it is coming with some symbol. Okay, let me just put it in the code. Let that error will come. Now what's the error? That error is gone, but again, let me check that whether they will able to run it in the code or not. Apply save. Okay, fine. So if I'll click on build now, okay, what is going to happen? They will create a pipeline view here. Okay, you'll see a pipeline view here is going to come. And they started to run that particular pipeline. Some error is going to come definitely in that calendar one. But see, they are saying that first you asked me to do the hello. Okay. So what I done is you asked me to print hello Kisan. I printed that in this pipeline. After that, you asked me to print him the day. Okay, date plus percentage a command worked actually. That's why they given the Wednesday. Okay, then error is some other part. We'll see that. And after this, during showing the calendar, they face some error here. Let's check what the error they are getting. So they're not showing any logs or something here. So to get a little bit detailed output, you can go here in the console output. And if I check, they are saying okay, in the show him calendar. Okay, this is the stage they are basically they are failing something. So what we can do is we can just come here in the pipeline example, click on configure. We know that show him calendar is giving some issue. Up to here everything was perfectly fine. So here we retain this one as such cal done it. Now why that error is coming. Not have to check. Okay, fine. Let me just keep it this one also as a code, and this one also just give me as a single code. Okay, and else there is no any problem. Let me just save it, apply and save, and let's try to run it again. See, this time the success is there. Okay, so that single code was missing. That's it. So, but you see here, at this stage, this was having error. So basically they skipped this part. If I'll just try to understand that what happened to this particular print date in the first side, if I'll click here console output, so you'll see they are saying that I did not printed the date or something because I skipped it. Why skip it? Because in the previous stage only I got some failure. And since I got the failure in the previous stage, I cannot jump to the next part. Okay. But here what happened? Everything is clear. So first log, they are printing hello Kisan, well and good. Tell him day. So they are saying that today is Wednesday, right? Then show him calendar. So they are showing the calendar also, well and good. Then they are printing the date. So yes, they are printing the date command output. So they are doing all the things. Now, if I will do purposely some error here, okay, like take an example, I'm coming here and in place of this cal, or let me just do the error at this only. I'm just writing dates. Dates is not a correct command. Date was the correct command, right? So if I'm going to apply and save it, okay. And if I'll try to run it again, so now you'll see an interesting thing. First code, I did not done any changes, so it will still print hello Kisar. But this was the wrong command, right? Tell him day. So if I'll do the logs here, so see, command not found. Did because this was not the correct command. They are clearly saying also. And since this second step itself failed, so it doesn't matter that whether you written the correct command or not here, right? They are going to basically just neglect that particular part. They will not show anything. They skipped it. Even if you'll see here from the console output, they will clearly say that we skip all this part. Okay, why? Because previously we got some error like that. So is it clear what is happening in this pipeline? And you will be able to see all the view at what time, what type of the error you are doing. Again, you will make it everything correct, right? Like take an example, I'm just removing this. Like this way you can write multiple stages, multiple tasks. I'm just running a command. You can create a directory. You can run some another Linux command. You can run some script, right? Everything you can do it. Just you have to write like this. Make sure as such is in the starting you are doing, and you can just write Linux command. You can write multiple Linux command also. It is not like a single command only you can run at one stage. And see this time it is going to run successfully, right? And everything is success. If it will be success, it will be in the green color. If it is not success, it will be in the red color. So is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the pipeline view basically. Okay, where you are seeing all the things. They're telling what is the time they took to run this command, like that way. So this is the thing, and this type of things you can just write it. Okay. Like this way, I given the example. Make sure you are just writing in the single code like that way, so it will work. And after that, we have to understand that multi-branch pipeline. So have you started to do with the Jenkins? Anybody here, like who installed the Jenkins and started to do the work?
Yeah, I installed it.
So, and you done any task there?
The first task, actually, the first example you showed, right? I tried that one. That one worked actually, but yeah, still I have to practice yesterday's class, the second part of the yesterday's class.
Okay. And what about others? Like have you tried to install or still to do? Today is Wednesday, right? So there's no class in this week. So let me just check whether we'll be able to complete or not. The bunch pipeline will take half of the class. After that, we have to create the new one. And so tomorrow we can complete both multi-branch and new one. Then one more specific class will require for the time. Yeah, so over this week we can complete easily. No issue. 1 week, one class will be dedicated. That will be Friday. That will be for the Tomcat server. Okay, and tomorrow we'll be covering the two part. Basically the Maven and the multi-branch pipeline. Okay, easy only. We'll try to complete it. This one. So before that, like you have to be sure, like up to here, you are able to do all these things. And even if you're not able to do, or you're not getting that much time or something, at least try to spend some time on this docs. Okay, that try to read that what is the statement. See, because I written this, right? I'm just referring some screenshots here and there because I always keep doing, right? But for you, I just retain everything. So if you try to just give some time here, even if you're not doing the practical like that way, but if you know that what we are doing, I'm underlining it. That means we are clicking on this. Whenever I take some underline like this, that means we are clicking on this. As soon as we will click, we'll see this page. If I'm clicking on configure here, red line, that means we have to click on this. So this type detailed screenshot is there. It is not like just I kept the screenshot. Now you have to think that on which box I have to click. I underline that, right? So even if you just take this screenshots, everything you are just seeing it, that also will help you, right? That we are seeing that, okay, here we tick that, here we are clicking on settings, here see I clicking on webhooks. It is not like blindly these screenshots are there that you have to watch the video only to do, right? Even if somebody is just referring to this talk, they will be able to do the practicals. Even if you try to spend some time with this talk, 10 to 15 minutes after the class, whatever the things we done, like take an example, we done the webhook, right? So even if you are seeing the screenshot, you are just reading all these things that, okay, we have to write the URL. After that, at the last, we have to write GitHub hyphen webhook. And that's exactly same thing. If you zoom it, you'll see that we given the URL of the Jenkins and then we given this. So if we'll give this, it will send the message. And if we'll send the message here, see, to verify, you have to make sure it is green tick. That also I just stated, right? So it is not like you have to watch the videos only to do the practice. So you'll have to spend 1 hour, 2 hours, something like this. Okay. If you attended the class and you're just seeing this talk, that also can help you. Okay. So just try to see it even if you are not able to do it. Okay. Then only you'll be able to understand. Fine. See here this hello world we selected, right? So these all things just go through it, like whatever the changes we done, how we clicked on apply and save, how this is working, right? And from this multi-branch pipeline, I will take it tomorrow. So meanwhile, you should be sufficient with this all, right? Whatever the things we are doing with this pipeline, everything. Because in the multi-branch example, you'll see that currently we are just running one pipeline, right? In the multi-branch, actually, three parallel pipeline will be running, one from the dev branch, one from the master branch, one from the stage branch, like that. You'll click any of the branch, this type of the application will run, where they have to install some software, then they will test the code, then they will deploy the application, right? So this type of the entire pipeline will be there. So that will be seeing. Similarly, in the Maven also will be seeing. So this all process is going to continue. Just you have to complete this all. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So just practice up to here. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. Thanks all of you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.